Hello everyone, it's Marcia with Then and There, and I have some more lovely journals to share with you guys today. I have 6 beautiful quilt top journals. So they're each made with 2 blocks of a quilt that I acquired. I don't know where, but probably in a estate sale. I'm not 100% sure. But either way, it is old. It was hand stitched, or I think the correct term is basted. I could be wrong on that, but it was basted by hand, and it's just beautiful. It has all these beautiful bright colors, and so each one has 2 of the squares. I cut it apart. It was hard to do, but it did have a lot of damage. A lot of the little sections were coming apart. The stitching was coming apart, and I did mend that the best way I knew how, which was with what is this stuff called? The Fabrifix. So it is permanently fixed. That glue is very good with fabric, and it's permanent. So and I didn't want to try to stitch it because a lot of the fabric, they just didn't quite meet like they were supposed to anymore. I'm not really sure why, but that was the best way I knew how to fix it. I am not a quilter. I'm not a seamstress. I sew paper, and I sew fabric onto paper. I don't sew clothing or anything like that. So that is what I did. The interior is another complementary colored block from the same quilt. There is fabric, like a thicker canvas type fabric in between the 2 blocks to give it structure, a little bit more structure and stability. I stitched around the edges with a zigzag stitch, and I left the edges raw, unhemmed, so that they will fray. They will fray to the point of where the stitching is and then stop, so they will look more worn and rugged over time. Each one has 20 pages. That's 40 sides, so lots of room to add and glue things and write and draw and whatever else you may choose to do with them. They do have a subtle theme of mothers. Mother's Day is coming up, so that was kind of heavily on my mind. I had some books, what are they called? Ideals magazines, which I thought I had one right here, but I cut a bunch of pictures out of those, and one of those was specifically for Mother's Day. So there are poems, there are pictures, there are sayings, there's cookbook pages, and I'll get into that. I'm going to open up a few of them and show you the pages. I tried to coordinate to some degree the colors, not overly so much, but because I do want it to be very eclectic and bright and colorful, so I didn't want to limit myself to just a couple colors. What else? The signature is stitched with wax thread into the spine of the journal. What else? Each journal is going to come with a paper pack, just like the last ones that I did. So there's like some trims, and I will go through that and show you what's in each one. There's paper goodies and pictures and all kinds of things. So let's just jump into one of or 2 of these, kind of to give you an idea. Set those out of the way. Yeah. So we this one is yellow on the outside, but it has purple flowers, so I went with purple on the inside as well. There are, like I said, poems. A lot of, or not a lot, some of the pages are single pages that I connected to another page using fabric, and I used some fun ribbons as well and trims. So there's cookbook pages. This is one of the ideals pages. There are some plain writing papers, very vintage. This is from a Better Homes and Gardens from 1927, February 1927. So that's very old, and I did reinforce that with some other paper, as well as some paper tape on the back side. And then I just added a little bit of that inked tape there just for decoration. There is music sheet paper. I did a little collage of like pattern papers that I had on each one. They're all in different locations. They all have different purposes. This is a page from a book. There's pretty monarch butterflies on it. A book page from a book about Napa Valley. So it's all these restaurants and hotels and things in that area. I had some leftover remnants that I had to cut to size the quilt blocks, so I just stitched them onto the page, and I used different remnants from what was used on the cover just to add some more variety. This is from a home decor book. trying to think and talk and do all the things. And then of course it just repeats. I put some trim on here. Another from the Ideals magazine, picture, poem, cookbook, and roses. I have a book of roses, and oh, there's a hair. Put one in each journal. So they all have very similar pages. Obviously the pictures and the wording is going to be different because they are from a book. So we will show this one real quick. I'm not going to show all of them because you'll get the basic idea. There are little threads and stuff all over them because, you know, sewing. So this one is blue and kind of a green and teal color, and we got a little boy here. It's from Ideals magazine. Some more poetry. The old Better Homes and Gardens, Monarchs, cookbook, Napa Valley. You get the idea. A little remnant. There's a little cluster there. Oh, this one I did. Some of them have extra pockets, but not all of them. It just really depended on what scraps of pattern paper I had that worked with the journals. You know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. And there's the rose in that one. So, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Should I just flip through all of them? Just real quick? I think I will. That is all of the journals. Now I'm going to quickly show you one of the kits. I did not like color sort them or anything like that. I just put some pages together. So you get a little bag here, which I did some stamping on. It's got some goodies in it that you can add into your journal. A verse memorization card, flashcard, raffle ticket, several plain cards with different patterns on them, butterflies and flowers. And this is a little miniature one with some dogs. It's like a die cut label. The tag, which I did some stamping on, some sewing stuff. This is a picture from a yearbook. A couple of them I had to cut the corners off because I couldn't cut them straight because they got in each other's way. A tag from, this is a paper pack. We have a flash card. These are stickers that can hold cards, labels, business cards, what have you. I use them in my journals quite a bit. You can cut them in half and have 2 stickers. I wrote stickers on the back just so that you would know when you got this. And you just peel the back off and stick them wherever you want them, and you can add something that way. A library card. These are not necessarily old, like this here. The last one was like 2006, I think. So they're not terribly old, but they do have some wear and tear, of course, and age. That one's got a lot of lovely aging to it. Recipe card, and then I just threw in a few pieces of pattern paper that you can make a collage with, or a tuck spot or pocket or something like that. Okay, and we have some trims here. I didn't have very much of this, so I just put a small snippet in each one. It'd be great on like the top of a tag or journaling card, or on the edge of the paper for like a tab or something like that. This is some red and white trim. Some of them have red and white, and some of them have this blue and white. I didn't have enough of either one for all of them. A section of this measuring tape. This also is not terribly old. A couple of these calendar page from 1986. Each kit will have 2 of them. Some of them do have writing on them. Do keep that in mind. A scorecard, bridge scorecard. This is a book of, from a book of flowers, bouquets, I believe is what it was called. A couple of old cookbook pages. A children's book. They each have a picture of a child with their mother. So it's just another kind of nod to that. The mother there. Book of poems. I just took some pages out. This was from a little recipe thing where you can just share a recipe with a friend, and you just cut the tag out and it has the recipe on the back. It's a page about, this was about plants and herbs. This is from an old brochure basket. I always forget the name of that book. Anyways, it's a women's magazine type thing from back in 1954. Some book pages here. I just like the titles of them. The Garden, The Blue Flower. This would be good in like a background collage or something, or make a tag out of it. This is from an Ideals magazine. All of them have different pictures. I didn't have enough to do complete pictures, so like ones that were just foliage or flowers or something like that, I cut in half. So there will be one whole page with a beautiful image on it, and then a half page that I cut down. And this is a book from a gardening book. They're all in black and white. You get a full page of that. And then these are from a cookbook also, and what I did was I cut them in half, so you have I know this is gonna be strange, but this is the way my brain works. You have a sweet and a savory, so you get more of a variety in your pages there. So that is what each one is going to have in it. And they may have a couple extras if I find something or think of something between now and the time that I ship it out. So there's always that. No guarantees, but it happens. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please let me know in the comments and like this video. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much and have a great day.